Well, many thanks for staying tuned. Well, security of lives and property as a compulsory virtue is one of the most cardinal arms of governance. And in Akwa Ibom, dubbed one of the most peaceful states in Nigeria, it is a no-brainer knowing that there are arms of government that are directly involved in this task of security. The police, the civil force of the state responsible for the prevention and detection of crime and the maintenance of public order have been at the forefront of security in Akwa Ibom. Today we seek answers to how the task of policing Akwa Ibom is shaping up. We'll trace some of the security developments in the state and the paths to toe towards sustainability. The 34th and current Police Commissioner of Akwa Ibom State Police Command, Baba Azare, joins us live on the program. CP Azare, you're welcome on Niger Delta Today. It's good to have you on the program, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
A lot of developments have taken shape since you assumed office. Over 20 press conferences so far, and it begs the question, what is informing this robust move in engaging the media this much?
Good afternoon, ADPN. Good afternoon, our viewers. This question has to do with the level of performance or work that we are doing in Akwa Ibom State. Actually, it's proactiveness that calls for it. You know, as a police officer, you have to be very, very proactive in whatever you do. You don't just go and jump into the street without calling stakeholders to meet and then to discuss issues affecting security in the state. So when I came on board, I find it necessary that we should engage community leaders, the youth, all stakeholders, to meet with them, discuss with them, agree with them on the modus and our operandi, how to police the state, because we are doing it for the people, and so the people have to join us to be able to police the state very well. That's the reason for the first conferences, to be able to sensitize members of the public that this is the direction in which we are taking, and we need them to join us so that we'll be able to police the state very well.
Okay, CP Azare, let's take it back to when you assumed office. When you arrived, what was the atmosphere like in Akwa Ibom State? Was it truly what you expected it to be? In terms of security, where would you rate Akwa Ibom?
Well, it is very low in crime, even when I took over as Commissioner of Police, because remember that I was the Deputy Commissioner of Police Operations in the state prior to my appointment as Commissioner of Police in the state. So we have been doing all we can to ensure that everywhere is calm, the people go about their local business without hindrance, and the criminals have been apprehended daily and prosecuted accordingly.
Okay, for the stakeholders who you have engaged so far, what would you describe their level of compliance and willingness to support the command?
The public should also tell you that, because if you notice, the state is calm. Calm in terms of uprisings, calm in terms of agitations and counter-agitations and the rest. So everybody is a living witness that today we have a very calm atmosphere and situations in Akwa Ibom State. And this has to do with all the lot of works that stakeholders are doing on their part, and the police are also putting more efforts to ensure that they consolidate the efforts of the community, of the stakeholders, to ensure that we achieve what we are achieving today.
All right, CP Azare, well, your work may be difficult if it doesn't flow with the agenda of the state government. We all know that the administration of Governor Pastor Moino has harped so much on security and its intention to support the police force in discharging its duties of security. To what extent would you rate the collaboration that exists between the police force in the state and the government of Akwa Ibom State?
It's been very, very wonderful, because the agenda of the state government is not far-fetched from the agenda of the police. It is nobody in government will tell you that he needs violence, or he needs crisis, or he needs uprising in his state. The essence, or what they are after also, is peaceful nature of the state, peace and security, and that is why they always collaborate with us, assist us to police the state very well. So we are moving towards the same direction. We have no problem, we have no conflicts in whatever form, because what we are all worshiping the same God.
Okay. Well, recently there's been this development, the third-party insurance policy of the police, and a lot of sensitization I know needs to go into what this really means to Akwa Ibomites, understanding what having this third-party insurance is all about, how it's going to ensure security and protection of lives and property. Could you give some clarity as regards this policy?
That is why when the instruction came on board, we took time to sensitize members of the public, and that is one of the first conferences you saw us having. We call all stakeholders, the NURTW, the area RTEN, some of these companies that have large vehicles, and the NLC, and the rest of them. We call them for a meeting, sit down and say, look, this is the provisions of the law, that everybody must have a third-party, minimum of a third-party insurance. You can have a comprehensive insurance, but minimum that you're supposed to have by law is third-party insurance. And you can't fly Nigerian roads without that third-party insurance. And the essence is to protect the road users. It's protect the road users against loss. So that is the essence of the insurance. And we felt that, thank God, so far so good. In Akwa Ibom, they have complied very well with such directives. Prior to that, we have engaged them. I told you we have engaged them in talks, in discussions, in seeing the reason why they should key in to get it. Because anybody whose particulars expired and goes to renew, it is expected that you renew along with the insurance. So some of them didn't have the insurance, they don't know. So until when we now begin to say minimum of third-party insurance, they begin to go and check their papers and discover that the insurance is the last page that they're supposed to have in their own, they already have it. So thank God, so far so good. Akwa Ibomites have complied, and we don't have any cause to complain as far as the enforcement of the third-party insurance policy is concerned in Akwa Ibom State.
Okay, thank you, sir. Still speaking on the third-party insurance. Recently, the command graduated about 1,511 female officers from special training. There was an ordeal that went viral, allegedly from the Itam police quarters. The training of these female officers, is it going to actually cater for an ordeal such as that? Should it occur in the future?
Yes, it will. It will, because even that one is drama. It was dramatically played out. What actually happened was the woman was contravened. She doesn't have the third-party insurance. She doesn't have the comprehensive insurance. And the special constabulary that is attached to the police was asked to take her to the nearest police station. And the woman, instead of driving to the police station, she dropped to a different location where she will have sympathy of those men, and started rolling on the ground. Thank God the husband came. We tabled the whole matter on the table and then discussed, and then we realized that she caused that issue, and at the end of the day all the things was resolved amicably between the police and the family. And going forward, as you see, these women police are trained. They are trained to handle so many issues, not only that type of issues. They are trained to handle so many issues in terms of operations, in terms of services to school children and the rest of them. They are empowered to take up responsibilities which prior to now they don't do, such as engagements with hostilities and the rest. So a lot of things they will do like their main counterpart. They are trained well to meet up with the challenges of policing in Akwa Ibom State and in Nigeria at large.
Well, before now, the participation of female police officers in the polity wasn't really one that you would say was...
in politics?
Policing, that is. Would you say that there's been more inclusivity for female police officers recently, especially judging from this recent graduation of over 1,500 female police officers?
Yes. Before now, women hardly joins the force. But as you can see, now they always strive to fill in their quotas, and they are joining in their numbers, and so the need for them to also measure up to live like their male counterpart in the job is paramount. And that is why you have to take it from there, make sure that you give them equal opportunity. And the IG has been insisting on gender mainstreaming to ensure that the women are also given their chances of share to operations and to all other sectors within the system. So without retraining them or training them to meet up with those challenges, you find out that they will not be able to take up some of these duties. And that is why we have to train them, sensitize them, and bring them on board to be able to meet up with the challenges that their main counterpart are experiencing in the field.
Thank you, sir.
Well, let's talk about something that is very crucial to what you do, which is providing security of lives and property. Now, for a very long time now, the conversation around the welfare of police officers has always been at the front burner, and it has been believed that this would go a long way in ensuring that these men are able to discharge their duties without let or hindrance, and they will be fair, especially when they know that whatever they're taking home takes them home indeed. To what extent would you say that the welfare of police officers have been really catered for?
You will all believe and understand with me that the Inspector General of Police is doing so much in terms of police welfare. Recently, you hardly can hear any policeman to say that he has not received his salary at the end of the month.
Okay.
Before now, long ago, you find out that 3 months, 4 months, salary has not come. But now, you are receiving salaries even some time before some state governments or even local government staff. You pay, police are being paid their salaries as at when due. And the same thing with the allowances, they are being paid. The same thing with welfare that has to do with kits and accoutrements and uniform. The Inspector of Police is doing all that he can to ensure that they get it on time, and then it enhances their welfare. So for welfare, I think we have greatly achieved a lot in the force in terms of the provision of such services to our men. That is what is gingering them to be able to carry out with their responsibilities without complaint.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Let's move now to the issue of scavenging in the state. Recently, the command has arrested over 20 suspects for vandalism and all of that, some posing as scavengers. The issue of anonymous tip-offs based on credible intelligence, some people want to find out. These people who give the police information, are they rewarded in any way?
It depends. It depends on the type of information that you give in terms of seeking for reward. First of all, it is your duty as a citizen to give police information that will lead them to arresting criminals or stopping a crime from being committed. So it's one of your responsibilities as a citizen.
Okay.
So when you give police information, you are fulfilling one of the obligations placed on you by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. One of the things we do to them also is to ensure that their identities are safeguarded, they are not exposed to any danger, and that is why when I came on board, I made available my phone number and that of the principal officers and all the divisional police officers to members of the public to call. And you can see that when we engage also the scavengers, that is the scrap dealers, the crime has reduced drastically of vandalism, of vandalizing of these transformers and the rest of it. It has reduced because if there is no buyer, there will not be thief. You have to get a buyer where to dispose it. And mostly it is these people that usually buy from them, and that's what encourages them to go and steal. And so now that we have met with them and said, okay, let us know if these people bring something to you like this and the rest of it, and they have been exposing them, you have seen that it has drastically reduced. For the first 2-3 weeks, we have not reduced any case of a transformer being vandalized or a cable being stolen away within the state. So that shows that it has gone down, and our engagement with the youth and also the scavengers, dealers, has also reduced, help us to reduce the crime in the state.
Okay, okay, sorry, I wanted a follow-up question to that. Now, you said the buyers in the state have been engaged, and most of them now know that some of these goods are stolen. Now, there are still some stiff-necked scavengers who want to go beyond the state. What's the security architecture around the state like? So these things do not leave the state, since those in the state have been engaged. Not to
well, you see, we have police everywhere on the road and the rest. So unless if you are going to fly by air or helicopter to land in your own compound, the police will get you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Are we winning the war against cultism in the state, especially in our universities? Would you say that the police have been able to hold that one down effectively?
Yes, by the grace of God, we have achieved a reasonable result in that regards. When last did you hear of cultism clash in Akwa Ibom State? We have been able to identify when they are having meetings, where they are having it, who are involved and who are not involved. And we have nipped all those things on the bud. So you hardly hear it. But I don't say it does not exist. It still exists. But we are trying as much as possible. We even collaborate with the university authorities to ensure that we don't allow it to escalate or to go anywhere. So the police are doing whatever it takes with other security agencies in the state. We collaborate together to ensure that we bring it down drastically or even try to eliminate it very soon.
So interagency collaboration between the police, how would you rate that?
It's very fantastic in the state. We collaborate with ourselves, talk to ourselves, do operations together, and ensure that we share information every time.
There was this viral video where soldiers were seen fighting with the police officers, and it led to a lot of uproar. I mean, to what extent would this be considered? I know it may not have happened within our jurisdiction, but it's something worth commenting on.
Well, it is not in Akwa Ibom State, and the facts has to be laid. Investigation has to be conducted before you can be able to talk on that.
Indeed, indeed. Thank you very much, CP Azare, for making out time to speak with us in Niger Delta today. It was good to have you, and we hope that conversations of this nature would continue as you always open your arms to welcome media and interactions of this nature. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We appreciate your time, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we'll take a breather, and when we return, we'll turn our sights on fake pharmaceuticals in Akwa Ibom State. Do stay tuned.